What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brian.
We're bringing you the bourbon news, everything in bourbon, a few feature stories, plus some releases and some events going on. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Ohio might be cracking down on bottle flipping, Kentucky raffling off seized bourbons, Brown-Forman's board chairman stepping down, and then we're going to get into, of course, the releases and events. Brian, we're going to start off with Ohio potentially cracking down on bottle flipping. So there's a few things that need to happen first, but one Ohio state lawmaker has introduced a bill to crack down just on that, the bottle flipping. State Senator Bill DeMora authored Senate Bill 320. So this requires all the allocated bottles that'll end up in liquor stores in Ohio to be open after they are sold. They'll be open and resealed. So he got this idea. He was actually standing in line for a bottle drop with other people. They got to talking about it, and people shared that information with him, that was the best way to combat bottle flipping. So DeMora did acknowledge that it's going to be difficult to get passed since it was introduced late in the session, and there are some political things that might make it difficult. The bill is in committee right now. It's got 2 more steps of approval in the Senate before it would go to the Ohio House. This isn't a federal law. This is just for the state of Ohio. And then it would be sent to the governor. If it doesn't pass, DeMora has said that he will reintroduce it next session. Funny item, he created an informal bourbon caucus where lawmakers, about 8 to 9 of them, convene in one of the offices after legislative sessions where they go and sip bourbon. So that's a political party we can get behind.
Very cool. I can't say that I'm a big fan of this, even though I've never flipped a bottle in my life.
Right.
But I don't like the idea of having to open it when you walk out, but I do like the concept of not deterring people from flipping. So,
I think everybody wants the flipping to not happen, but if you're buying one of these bottles as a gift or want to really save it to open it up for a special occasion is a little bit. I can see both sides of it for sure.
Right. Okay. Well, the next story we're going to be talking about is in Kentucky. They're doing the first ever online auction of confiscated alcohol. So they have 32 bottles that are up for bid from old Rip Van Winkle, Blanton's Gold from Japan, Four Roses Barrel Strength from 2011. So it's got a little age on it. Mm-hmm. The online bidding goes until, I'm guessing it started now, and it goes until December 11th. And we'll have a link in the descriptions for you to go bid on that if you would like to do that. The winners have to pick up the bottles in Frankfurt. And then previously bourbons would be dumped. So now they're being auctioned to get some money out of it. Makes sense. Yeah. And the proceeds are going to go to programming for responsible alcohol use by adults and awareness for youth. And they're also going to have a stock the bar bundle option. There'll be other spirits involved, not just bourbon, other wine and different things you would put on your bar. So very cool.
And we were talking before, what do you have to do to get your alcohol confiscated? I don't know, there's like black market stuff going on, maybe you bootleg it or whatever, but kind of interesting thing.
I feel sorry for the guy that got his old Rip Van Winkle confiscated.
Yeah, you gotta free that man. Anyway, all right, Brown-Forman Corporation announced that Campbell P. Brown will step down as chair of the board in July. So the 5th generation descendant Marshall B. Farrer will assume the role subject to his re-election to the board later on. Brown said it was an honor to serve alongside talented professionals and that he felt it was time to entrust this role to his cousin. During Brown's tenure, the company's premium portfolio reshaped through acquisitions of rums and other labels, and the company credited him with guiding them through supply chain issues during the pandemic and a few other things. So he really guided them through a lot during some turbulent times for the industry. The Brown-Forman Company employs about 5,700 people worldwide, and they have products in 170 countries. Those bourbon labels are Old Forester, Jack Daniel's, Woodford Reserve, and Cooper's Craft.
And he's still staying on the board. He's just not.
Yeah, he's not going to be the chair of the board. That's right. Brian, that brings us to the bottle releases.
Okay. Well, Jim Beam, Booker's, they released their final product of 2024. It's Jimmy's batch, and it comes in at 125.8 proof, and it's around around $100, give or take a little bit. Wherever you're at, might be a little higher, a little lower. But it's named for the icon Jimmy Russell. Jimmy was like a second father to the Beam master distiller Fred Noe. So this is a tribute to Jimmy. So very, very cool there. It showcases a unique bond between the distillers, their competitors. The naming after a master distiller of another distillery is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good gesture.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And Booker No passed away pretty young, I think, in his 60s. So whenever he and Jimmy Russell used to travel the country together, they got to know each other really well. He passed away, and Fred took that role. So Jimmy and he ran across each other a lot. Really cool thing.
Yeah.
Booker's price on Booker's is one of those that's really strange. Either you could see it for like $85 or like $130. Anyway, moving on. Rabbit Hole Distillery to release an 8-year Boxer Grail Founders Collection. So this is bottled at cask strength. It has previously been 6 years old, so they've added 2 years to the age statement. This offering is part of the distillery's award-winning rye whiskey. So the mash bill is a 95.5. The proof is 103.8 proof. Price is $299.99. Yeah, that's quite a price tag. But Boxer's Grail was named after Louisville's long legacy of boxing champions, including Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, very cool. So, well, the next release we're going to talk about is Wyoming whiskey. They've launched 2 single barrel options that they're going to be putting out. It's going to be limited edition. They're going to be known as 5540 and 5440. And they'll be cask strength. And they were picked from the Rick House in Kirby, Wyoming. The mash bill comes in at 68% corn, 20% wheat, 12% malted barley. It's 10 years old, and it has a price tag of $299.99. So another one that's a little on the higher end. It's not available everywhere. So if you're in Wyoming, California, Colorado, Georgia, or Florida, you're gonna have a chance to get one of these. So.
Cool. You got enough change there? That's $30 per year. But
yeah.
Anyway, so last release, Rolling Fork Spirits announced the return of Bourbon Industry. I think that's how you say that. Anyway, the brand was revived from its roots of its 1911 founding. It is an 8-year Kentucky bourbon sourced from a distillery in Bardstown. They didn't say which one. It's at cask strength at 119 proof. This one comes in at $64.99. Future bottlings are planned in 2025. The brand was actually produced by the family of one of Rolling Fork's founders, Turner Wathen.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Wathen's family. Yeah. Little inside joke there.
So, well, the next up, we got an event. So this is going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana. So if you're around there, you can go to this. And Big Red Liquors in our area is a pretty big liquor store, and it's offering its second chance Bourbon Expo. So basically on Saturday, December 7th, from 1 to 4, you can go to the fairgrounds. It's $40 a person. They have samples, sales, and then there's an opportunity to win some rare allocated bourbons. They kind of bill it as your best chance to get a Pappy Van Winkle. So, we got one here. So, like I said, we'll have the tickets in the description, and you can go to Eventbrite, and you can get tickets to that. One thing I've heard about this event: if you go, get there early. Don't just roll in about 1 o'clock because you're probably going to be waiting in line for a couple hours.
Yeah, well, coming up this Saturday, so check that out if you're in the Indianapolis area. Last event, Wise Guy Lounge going to be offering a Buffalo Trace tasting. This is at 6:30 p.m. December 11th at the location on Baxter Avenue in Louisville. The offerings for the night are going to be Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor Single Barrel, and E.H. Taylor Straight Rye. So those two, the Taylor offerings are ones that you really don't see a whole lot. So that's kind of cool. Tickets are $30. We're going to have a link in the description on that. And you can get those tickets on Eventbrite if you don't want to go in the description.
It's not bad at all. $30.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for the headlines this week in the world of bourbon. Let us know if you have an event or any release information that we've not mentioned that you'd like to share. But until then, we're going to close this episode the same way that we always do. And that is when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.